boys, welcome back to another video. Knicks Daily here. It is currently 8:42 a.m. I'm a night owl, so I'm not usually up this early, but I was just on this show talking Knicks, and I decided to just head over here and make a video kind of like reiterating my thoughts. So right now you can see 33-27. We're 2 games out of the 5th seed. If we can get up to that seed, that would mean that, hey, look, that sets you up with the 4th seed. You don't want to play the top 3 seeds, Boston, Milwaukee, and Philly. Now, don't get me wrong here. I do think we could beat Philly in a 7-game series because of Mitchell Robinson. His defense and rebounding would make it tough on Embiid. But somebody did mention in the comments last time I said that foul trouble would be an issue, and I didn't even think about that. I completely overlooked it. Yeah, Mitchell Robinson would probably be fouling out every single game, if not in foul trouble. So, and not to mention James Harden, Tyrese Maxey. They've got a lot of talent. Preferably, we don't want to see them in a 7-game series, especially because like there's so much pressure on Philadelphia to win that. To whereas the Knicks would, like, I don't think a single person would probably pick them to win that. So like that actually benefit us because we're playing without any stress or there's really nothing to lose. But again, I'm not looking at the Knicks and saying that we made the playoffs. If we lose in the first round, it's okay. I'd rather not lose in the first round. I'd rather get to the second round. That's going to look good for free agents and stuff like that in the future of the team. So in order for that to happen, let's not get the 5th, 6th, 7th, or 8th seed, which means that get the 5th seed or the 4th seed. And what are we, 4 games out of the 4th seed? Anything's possible. There's like 20, 21 games left. And that's the seeding. I mean, it's just numbers at the end of the day. All the Knicks can do is go out there and win games, and things will only improve for them. So I haven't actually looked at our schedule. I had no idea who we were even playing tonight until Jackson told me. So we're playing Washington tonight. And the thing with them is they always play us well. But a lot of that's on us just because we're not defending. I mean, just because it's the Wizards, who, by the way, are only 2 games under 500 now. They've been playing some good ball. So it definitely just wouldn't be the smartest to not come out aggressive in that game, and especially when you do get a lead for the Knicks, to make sure that they hold it. Like the last time the Knicks had a lead, I'll even go as far as saying the last 2 times we had a lead against Atlanta and against Brooklyn. Brooklyn game was a little bit different than the Hawks game because they just play better defense, but the Hawks also have 2 All-Stars, so they've got to figure that out. I guess they fired their coach, Nate McMillan, but the Knicks just kept their foot on the gas, which is something they really haven't done all season. So they need to make sure moving forward that when they do have a lead, they continue to just keep pushing, keep scoring, keep defending, and they'll be in a really good position. And then on the flip side, it's asking a lot, obviously, because teams are so good where they can come back 12 points, 14, 16 points. But it's also like you have to realize that, Boston, Miami, Boston, like there's some really tough teams coming up on our schedule. The Pelicans are not bad by any means, even without Zion. Brandon Ingram just had like 35 or 38 or something last night. So, but yeah, like the second half of the season is going to be about just sort of figuring out how to best utilize the players, because Josh Hart right now is coming off the bench. Emmanuel Quickly is coming off the bench. I mean, these are 2 players who are some of the best defenders on the team. They also are shooting the ball well. I mean, Hart's only played 3 games, so it's difficult to really take much from that. But from what we have seen, he looks great. And then also, in terms of IQ, I mean, he's the best plus-minus on the team. We know he can score the basketball. He's just taken the next step. This has basically done exactly what we wanted him to. We couldn't have asked for more out of IQ. But we want to focus on the strengths of our bench, like Hartenstein, and of course, IQ and Hart. Like Bryant is, probably the best defender on our roster. So, like, we have a good bench. Is it a perfect bench? No. But it's certainly a good one, especially considering, when you have 2 all-star players in your starting lineup. Well, 1 all-star in Julius Randle, and the other guy is Jalen Brunson. He's okay. He's just been on an absolute tear ever since coming back from that injury where he missed a couple of games. The thing with Brunson is that he's just extremely consistent. There aren't many players in the NBA who legitimately every single night are going to go out there, score 22 a game and 50% from the field, 40 from 3, and then 80 plus from the free throw line, while also putting his body on the line and taking charges. I'm going to be real. I thought Brunson was like 6 foot max. I just looked it up like 5 minutes ago, and he's 6'2", which is funny because not really funny, but I just thought he was shorter. I don't know, maybe I'm tripping, but I legitimately on TV, he just that's the thing though. If you saw him in person, he would not look like he was like 5'11", 6 foot, but he's 6'2", and regardless, I mean that's still for an NBA player, well below the average. The average is like 6'6", 6'7", so maybe even a little bit taller. So for Brunson to score the way that he does, and it's not just like outside shots or floaters, like he's attacking the basket more than just about anyone. I think it was Ja and Luka are the only players with more drives per game. So Brunson is attacking the paint and then he's stepping back for three. That's why he's unguardable, because when he's shooting like 47% on catch and shoot threes. He's shooting over, maybe that's not all season, but let me pull up the number. I mean, that's going to take me time to pull this up, but yeah, we'll pull it up. Okay, so oh no, I deleted it. I think I only have RJ's notes. That's not ideal. Oh, here we go. Okay, so let me see the time. Okay, so Brunson, yeah, he's shooting 47% on catch and shoot threes. That's all season. He takes 4.6 a game, 41.6, yeah, from three, 42.2 in isolation threes. I mean, yeah, it's just ridiculous. He's only 26 years old. A lot of people probably think he's a little bit older. He's only 26 years old, which is crazy to think about. In terms of like the rest of the roster, I mean, getting Mitch back is going to be the most important thing. When we lost Mitch, you don't just lose his defense and his rim protection, you also lose a very good rebounder. I mean, remember, he was having a career year in rebounding, so that's something that you just can't replace. And then in terms of the rest of the team, you've got like Quentin Grimes, who his advanced analytics will go up a ton if RJ's moved to the bench. Like whenever RJ's on the court with Grimes has to cover for him a lot because RJ is the worst defender on the team. Now, it's crazy to think because RJ is not really a bad defender. He just has been this season. A lot of it is just simply hustle, right? And being lackadaisical. So that's that. Everyone else, I mean, Obi Toppin is a guy I'd like to see get more minutes. It's just you can't really play Randall and Obi together, at least in Coach Tibbs' mind, which when Randall's playing 38 plus minutes a game, like Obi's not really going to be able to get in, which is sad because teams wanted him at the trade deadline. Why we didn't trade him is beyond me. I mean, why are we just like, it doesn't make sense. If you could have got a couple of some picks or something, why not just trade Obi rather than just, basically play him 10, 11 minutes a game? But yeah, I mean, in terms of, the rest of the team, I'll pull it up. So let's see. We already pretty much talked about everyone. I mean, Hartenstein has been playing much better lately. He's getting boards and he's been efficient. I mean, he's been doing that like all year, but I feel like the last like 10-ish games, he's just been very good. I had concerns with his consistency, but now we just kind of know what we're getting every time he comes in, and then that's really it. I mean, like Fournier and Rose are not a part of the rotation, and it sucks because we're paying Fournier a ton of money, but it is what it is. The New York Knicks 33-27 in the Eastern Conference right now. Fourth in the Atlantic Division is hilarious to think about. We're literally fourth in our division, yet we're the 6th seed. We're only 2 games out of the 4th seed. I'm going to project that the Knicks finish. I'm going to say they finish the 5th seed. I don't think we're going to pass Cleveland. I think we'll finish the 5th seed, which would set up a first-round matchup with Cleveland. And yes, I would think the Knicks would win that. It's going to be not easy by it. It's probably go 6-7 games, but I know what the Knicks can do. And assuming everyone's healthy, I mean, Brunson and Randall is just a ton of scoring. And then hopefully RJ's coming off the bench at that point. And you've got IQ, Grimes, and Hart just flying around defensively, Mitch getting rebounds. And you're going to need Mitch because they have Allen and Mobley. So Mitch is going to have to show up in that series. And the question marks that I have for the Knicks is just going to be really consistency. We've seen them win like 8 in a row and then lose like 4 or 5 in a row. That and also 3-point shooting. Because if you look at the Knicks right now, like who would you say is a good 3-point shooter on the Knicks? Like Brunson for sure. Grimes hasn't exactly played like it, but we know Grimes can shoot. Fournier, who doesn't even play. IQ is a good shooter. IQ is definitely a good shooter. Hart's not really a good shooter, but he's looked like an elite shooter since he's gotten with the Knicks. Eventually that will go down, I hope. Or I don't hope, but I'd imagine it's probably a better way to phrase it. Like I said, I'm not a morning person. Even though it's really not early at all. Like this is nothing, but like still, I mean, I'm not even gonna elaborate on it because it's just gonna take a lot of time. But yeah, that's really it. I mean, like Obi can knock down open threes. Like knocking down open threes, like is good, but like legit shooting wise, I would say like IQ, Brunson, and Fournier. So like two guys, no one else is really like that. So that's going to be the thing for the Knicks is just can they knock down threes? Because if you look at a lot of their losses, they just are awful from three. And consistency, man. Like a 7 game series is different because like you have to be locked in and you know who you're playing and stuff like that. But for the regular season, like the Knicks, I wouldn't be surprised if they went on like a 6, 7 game win streak and then lost three in a row. Like I just wouldn't at all. And yeah, peace out, guys.